And of course, I keep saying that I don't want you guys to think about this. Oh, Clay's going to show me how to shoot ring shots. No, what I want to break down to you is my thinking process. How I start with an idea and I keep pushing until I have something that's out of norm, right? Something that's different. And this has to be applied to everything that you shoot. If you shoot high school seniors, if you shoot in families, if you shoot weddings, events, it doesn't matter what it is. Hello. Doesn't matter what it is. You always should be thinking how I can make it better, how I can make it different, right? Because, guys, everybody's going out there. Most people going out there and boom, take a shot and walk away from it. Right? Now you need to think a little bit harder. You need to go a little bit the extra step. And tonight, what I want to do, using the examples of ring shots, but I want you guys to think, I'm going to be talking as I think. You guys are going to see my thinking process. Okay? How I think about stuff, how I see parts of the scene, and what do I get out of it. Right? So, to start with, because we're doing ring shots here, like I said before, I always bring to weddings my ring shot kit. This ring shot kit, I use it when, number one, if I don't have a whole lot of time to do the rings, right? This is my safety net. Let me grab it. It's over here. So, it's pretty much like 2 pen lights. These are just pen lights, right? Like this, just 2 pen lights. $10 at Amazon, whatever, less than that. Home Depot. I have a water spray thing here that sometimes I use it. But this is the key. This is what makes it. This is string lights. These are string lights. Okay. Also cheap Amazon or whatever. Okay. So why do I have this thing with me? Because I already know for a fact, there are a few things that I'm looking for when I'm shooting ring, when time comes to shoot the ring. I want reflection. I want some surface that reflects, and I also want bokeh. Neither of them needs to be together at the same shooting, right? I don't need to have reflection and bokeh. Either reflection or bokeh, but having both is great, right? So this will be my bokeh. In reflection, I also bring a little mirror with me that's here inside my bag. There's a little mirror here because I have shot in locations that I couldn't find anything that reflects. I've been known to shoot with like weird stuff. Like I have created reflection from toasters, for instance, right? So stainless steel toaster, turn it to the side, that's a reflection right there, right? So this surface here, we're going to try this surface here. This is my countertop. We're going to try here, right? And see how much reflection you can get out of it. I think you can get some, but you can make it better. If not, we have the mirror to follow our plan B. So what I'm going to do pretty much is I'm going to shoot this ring. But again, this is key, right? I don't want you guys to think this, I'm teaching you how to shoot rings. No. I want you guys to think, to come with me with my thinking process, because I'm going to be talking out loud. It's going to sound strange sometimes. But that's just the way I think. And I want you guys to see the wheels turning, to see me experiment with stuff. Good enough, can get better, until we get something really solid. Okay? So, tonight we're going to shoot with my R6, Canon R6, 100mm macro lens, and I have my trigger here, because we may use some flash, right? I usually shoot my rings with constant light. I have my ice light here, and I have my pen lights for backlighting. This will be my main light, and this will be my backlighting. okay, for highlights and stuff, right? I usually do shoot rings with constant light, because then I don't have to be thinking about, oh, how much flash power here and there, all that type of stuff. I don't need, it's not like, this is what you see, what you get, right? What you see is what you get. So works great for ring shots. Okay, so I'm going to bring you with me. I'm going to grab the phone. I'm going to bring you with me, and we're going to start walking around and see what we have here. So again, focus on the thinking process. Focus on how I'm thinking about the shot, not how, oh, it's a ring shot. No, because this is the process that you have to go through every single time you're shooting. You need to be thinking about stuff. How I'm going to do this, where I'm going to do this, this location that I have is going to allow me to do this. Because here's the thing. Much better than photography, much better than technique, because you can learn exposure triangle, you can learn all of this, but the thinking about it is hard, right? So, and that's what I want to give to you, how I think about stuff. Okay, so let's go and think about this a little bit here. Let me move this over there. So, like I said before, when I'm doing rings, I'm looking for two things: reflection and bokeh, right? So as I walk into this house, let's say this is where the bride is getting ready. Bride's getting ready upstairs. I'm down here trying to do the ring shot. I've been in this situation countless times, right? Just like a kitchen. As I walk in here, I know, I look at this, and what do I see right here? A stove. What do I see here? Reflection. This reflects, right? So if I put this camera over here, bear with me guys, over here, and if I bring the ring in here, if I bring this to the front like that, can you see there, right there? There's a little reflection there, right? Now I can start looking at this totally different. So let's create something on the top of the stove right here, because I have my reflection there. Let me see if I can. Can you guys see it? Okay. Let me know if you can see it fine, or if you need to get closer. Let me turn this down a little bit more. All right. All right, cool. So there it is. And we're going to start right here, basic stuff, right? I'm going to grab my ice light over here, because this is going to be my main light. I'm going to turn the cabinet, I have my cabinet lights here, I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to bring my camera with me. Here's my camera. Here's the ice light. I'm going to turn it on. I'm in lower setting. And I get this. Oh, I need to turn the camera on. Let me see my settings, what my settings are now. I have 1/200 of a second, 3.5 aperture, and ISO 200. And that's where I'm going to start. Let's see what happens. I'm going to bring the light in. I come all the way down here. I can see already that's not enough light, so you're going to bump the light on the ring. And I'm going to feather that a little bit, and 1, 2, and 3, and get this. All right, and this is who we have our first shot, right here. So this is pretty much tells me, okay, I can get a good reflection of this stove, right? I'm already halfway there, actually. We just need to make it more interesting now. So what's missing over here? So if I pull this close, look, that's a pretty good reflection, isn't it? What do you think? Do you think it's a good reflection? Hit the heart button there for me if you think it's a good reflection there. There's enough reflection of that ring in there. I think it's pretty good. Let me know what you think. So, but now we just need to make it a little bit more interesting. I said two things for ring shots: reflection and bokeh. Right here, I do have the reflection, but I don't have bokeh. So now, because I was prepared and I brought my string lights, I can go back here Some of you have seen this already, but some of you have not. I can grab my ring lights, my string lights, and just go like this a little bit, mess it up a little bit, and put it back there and turn it on. So when I turn it on, that's what I get. So let me see. There's some comments here. Let me see. Light and reflection. Ever thought to use the reflection? Yes. Right? We always want, when you're doing ring shots, at least you always want some reflection in there. Unless you have something really cool. Sometimes I shoot a ring inside a flower that it don't have reflection, but that's a pretty image regardless. Okay, so here I have my ring over here, and I have my string lights back there, right? So now the string lights are far enough to create the bokeh that I need. So I'm going to go down and take the shot again. Same shot. So light, ambient light hasn't changed. I'm not changing any settings on the camera. ISO lights on the same settings at 4 power now. And I'm going to come down here. A little bit lower. Cam's having a hard time focusing today. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, but what's happening here, my composition now, that I need to remove this. I'm getting too far from the ring. Let's see if I can get closer. I'm going to bring the ring a little bit closer to the edge here, closer to me. I'm going to bring this light a little bit closer because the camera's having a... I need to go low here. There you go. Let's see if I can focus. There you go. Let's put some light in there. Let's take the shot 1, 2, and 3. Cool. So now, just adding these guys over here, this is what we get. So we pretty much go from this to this. The ring is stack sharp. Now if we crop this correctly in post-production, that would be something like this. So what do you guys think? Let me know. Right? Very simple. It took me what? 5 minutes talking to you guys? Very simple, very easy to do. Reflection and bokeh, reflection and bokeh, reflection and bokeh. The key to this is that it's not because it's a ring shot. The key is, here comes Jeff, one and done. Key to this is knowing what's the final destination is, where you want to go. This is key to everything that you photograph. Everything that you photograph. You need to know where you're going to go. Otherwise, how are you going to make changes if you don't know where you're going? When I walk in here, I already knew I'm going to do ring shots, I need reflection, and I need bokeh. Okay? Now, I brought this with me as I bring in every wedding because this is my backup. And I know if you're shooting a family, you cannot bring a tree to make bokeh. Right? But you can find a location. What I want to get into your head here, you have to find a location that's going to allow you to do the bokeh. When let's say, oh, you find this beautiful set of trees in the background and you want to do the bokeh, but you don't have enough room to move the subject away from the tree. The subject is going to be closer to the tree. You're not going to get that bokeh. So don't even try because it's not going to look good. Find something else to do. Right? This is what I'm trying to get into your head here. How to think about stuff. Instead of just going with the, oh, this is going to work. You know what creates bokeh. What creates bokeh is subject distance to the background, your distance to the subject, and aperture. If the subject, if I put this ring tied up with this wall back here, like this, I can have this like a 1.4. That wall is not going to be out of focus because there's not enough distance. So when you pick your scenes, this is the type of stuff that you need to be thinking about. Okay? So that's the type of thing that I want you guys to think about. It's like before going into a scene and taking the camera out and say, okay, I have a set of trees here, I'm going to shoot wide open and I want that nice bokeh. First thing you need to think of, do I have enough distance to move my subject away from the background? That's the first question. If the answer is no, don't even try. Don't waste your time on it. Find another location that has a nice bokeh. All right? So adding another element don't take away from the rings. It actually brings them more. Exactly. Because you adding another element doesn't mean, because the only reason it doesn't, that's actually a really good thing that you say in a lifetime photography. Because the only reason it's not taken away from the ring because it's out of focus. If I put this ring here, let's do this. Hold on. I need to get better at this thing. All right. Let's put the ring right here. Right? The ring is here. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it or not. And let's take that shot. Oops. No. Hold on a second. The trick thing about rings is that if you get too much light on it, it will not. You need to be fed. There you go. Okay. You see, this shot is okay. Oops. It's okay, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing because there's not enough distance from the background. Now it gets confusing. It gets all mixed up with the wiring in there. Right? Now what we did, we added another element, but we didn't isolate the detail. Remember, we're shooting details here. We're shooting details. When you're shooting details, you want to isolate the details from the background. I've seen this done a whole lot, right? Two things that I've seen done like lately that's been like, I look at this and it's like, really? Like, oh, I found this element, it has a nice background and stuff, like something like this one. Let me grab this. This is a box of cookies, right? Something like this. Oh, this looks really cool. Put the ring here. The ring is going to get lost. Totally lost with all of these colors here and everything else, right? That's one thing that I'm seeing lately. Like, there's no isolation of the subject. Then you look at it, you look at the ring, you don't know what you're looking at because there's so much stuff in there, all right? And another thing that I'm seeing happening a lot lately is photographers getting really, really creative with lighting, and the rings come out of focus. I've seen this over and over again. Oh, this is really cool, 2, 3, 4 light setup and stuff, and you look at the ring, the damn ring is out of focus. That's like means nothing. If the ring is out of focus, that means anything, right? But again, like I said in the beginning, I don't want you to look at this as a ring shot live. I want you to look at this in a way that I think, the way that I use things that I have here to work with it, right? So this is one shot, ring shot on the top of the stove. Like the least of the place that you would be looking at. So another place that I'm sure that we're going to get something cool is on this countertop here. Right? I think I can get some reflection out of this countertop. Let's put the ring there and let's see what we get. Right there, just like that. Okay? Let's put it right there. Can you see it? Let me see it. Right here. Let's put it right here. You can see it. Right? I Barely. Can barely get a reflection there. Not a whole lot of reflection. Let me see. Let me take this out of here. Let me take that shot. A little bit of reflection. Let's get some light into that ring because it's pretty dark by now. I haven't touched the settings on the camera yet. There you go. Look at that reflection there. Right? Very simple shot. Right on. There I have my reflection. Hello, Jay Moore. There I have my reflection there on the ring. Right? There it is. But now, again, what did I say in the beginning? Every time I'm shooting rings, I'm looking for reflection and bokeh. The image doesn't have any bokeh in it, right? But this is how I start, guys. This is how everything starts. I put the ring in a location, I think it's going to be cool. I take the shot. Do I get reflection? No. If I don't get reflection, this is what I do. And Jeff is over here. Jeff's not going to let me lie. This is pretty much what I do. I go somewhere. I tell Jeff, get me some water, brother. A little bit of water. And just dump some water in there. And just put the ring in the water. Now you get some more reflection. If we take that shot, let's see how much more reflection we get. Not a whole lot though. It usually works much better on a darker. Let me see. It looks actually better without the water in it because the water image, yeah, it's not bringing a whole lot of reflection here. Yeah. So on the wider, it's something that I never realized. I just realized now. On the white background, doesn't work as well in the dark background. We've done this several times on a darker background. We always get some more reflection on the darker background. On the white background, doesn't get a whole lot more. So not worth it, because then you have to dry it. Let me get this. Let me get this dried because I want to do some more work here. I want to try to do something. What time is it? 8:40. I want to try to do something that that I never done before. Like I said, I usually do. I usually use constant light when I'm doing my ring shots. I really don't use flash for my ring shots. I always use constant light because pretty much what you see is what you get, right? Try that on the stove. Yeah, on the stove we will definitely get more reflection. Trying to save time here, Jeff, but that's a good idea. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the mirror and put this on the mirror to show you some stuff. Where's the mirror? The mirror's over here. Key thing to this is planning, knowing what you want at the end. Right? I'm not going to put it here because there's a light reflection there. So the ring is the mirror is over here. Now you know 100% sure I'm going to get reflection, right? So don't even need to try it as a given. Let's shoot this. Oops, I need light. So ice light in it. So there it is. On the mirror, right? Okay, so now I don't like this line crossing the ring over there. We're going to deal with that differently. So what I need there, remember, what we need is reflection and bokeh for that case, right? So I'm going to keep saying this because this is what you need to be thinking when you're shooting. If I need bokeh, I need distance. I need some elements on the background that I can blurry. And you know, knowing that the technical part, the technical piece of the creating bokeh is subject distance to the background, your distance to the subject, and aperture. Knowing those three factors that create bokeh, you need to set up yourself in the right place. If you can have the most beautiful background, and if you can't separate this, move the subject away from the background, it's not going to be bokeh. It's pointless. Don't waste your time. Find somewhere else to shoot. All right. So now let's create some bokeh on this. Now this is when things get interesting here, because now I'm going to walk around, look for something to create bokeh. Let's see. I have that plant over there. That's going to be a hassle to move. Let's walk around here, see what we see. We have the lights over there, but we have already used it. We have these guys, we already used it. Let's do something else. So nothing here, nothing here. I have, oh, this would work. I have this picture here. It's a metal print that already has bokeh on it, but I think that would be cheating because I wouldn't find something like that in a lot of places, right? So, oh, watch. This is what I need. Here's my bokeh. Right here. Right? Now, if I get this guy, oops. Let me put you guys back in place again so you can see this. Okay. Let's go over there. Yeah. So, actually, let's do this. All right. Here's my ring. I'm going to move it this way because there's a light fixture there. I don't want to be in the picture. All right. So here's my ring. There's my bokeh. Now, I'm going to come and shoot this. I'm going to bring the flowers right a little bit into the reflection. And let's see what happens. I'm going to shoot this. I need light. So there is my bokeh right there. Right? There's my bokeh right there. Oops, what is it? That's my bokeh right there. It's flowers. And I'm shooting at what? 3.5, 1/8 of a second. Because I want more light in here. Hold on. Yeah. So right there. There's the bokeh right there. Now we just changed this from this to this. Why did we do that? Because we know what we want at the end. We can't just walk in here and start putting lights up and start shooting. It's not going to work. You're not going to get anything out of it because you don't know. Yeah, yes, Brand, I'm using the R6. Because you don't really know what you want, right? You need to know what you want. That's why you need to plan ahead. I want to do something that I've never done. I'm going to use flash to shoot that ring because I want something more dramatic. Let's look at this picture again. Hold on. Yeah. Let's look at this picture again. I want to go back to this picture and create something more dramatic. A little bit more, let's say, classy. And I'm talking about classy, I'm talking about a little bit more shadows, a little bit more directional light, because this is giving like a big light source in relationship to the ring, and it's wrapping light all over it. So I'm going to turn this guy off, and I'm going to turn these headlights off too, over here. And I'm going to bring, hold on a second, let me grab it. I'm going to bring a flash, a speed light, which I usually don't use when I'm shooting rings. I'm going to use a speed light, so right here on the foot, and I'm going to use a snoot. Where's the snoot? Where'd it go? Right here. This is a snoot, right? If we pull it out, so this is the only beam of light that's going to be on the ring. Okay, what time is it? Jesus, 8:45 already. I want to get this a little bit higher. It's going to make it easier for me to shoot. I'm going to put this on the top of something. What is it? Okay, I'm going to grab this guy over here. I'm going to put the mirror on the top here. It's going to make it easier for you guys to see and easier for me to shoot also. And I'm going to get this node and put this node on the speed light. Now let me see. I'm on channel 32B. And boom. Yes, this is a Gilda. This is a 100mm macro, correct? So I'm going to point the snoot. Let me get this. I'm going to point the snoot right on the ring right there. Can I get this in a way you guys can see it? Let me see. Let me incline this a little bit so you guys can see it. There you go. Here's the ring. This is the snoot. So the snoot's going to point right into the ring. I think I need to put this under here just to keep the correct height. There you go. So the way I do this, because this snoot is a very narrow beam of light, I do a test shot to see where the snoot is hitting. It's hitting right on the ring. So now I'm not going to use the ice light. Now what I want to do is create a little bit more dramatic shot, right? A little bit more classy. I want to hide everything that's in here. So that way I'm going to cut the ambient light. I'm going to decrease my ISO and increase my shutter speed. And maybe I'm going to mess with the aperture. Let's see. So let me go to 125, 160 of a second, 3.5, 125 ISO. Now let me take that shot and see what we get. Ha! Watch. It's a little bit too much light. That's fine. That's easy to fix. But look at the overall mood of the picture has changed completely, right? Because now I'm trying to make it more dramatic. So I'm going to go down, because I'm at full power on the flash. So I didn't even look at it. So I'm going down to 1/4 of power on the flash. I'm moving here. I'm going to go in there. And still get the reflection. 1, 2, and 3. Boom. Right on. This is exactly what I wanted. Watch. Very moody, very classy, right? Is it in focus? Let me see. I keep talking about, yep, it's tech sharp. Let me do a close up here for you guys to see it. Because guys, it doesn't have to be too complicated. It doesn't have to have a whole lot of components in there. That's a very classy shot. If we compose this on a rule of thirds, let me see here. It's going to get even better. If I add some negative, oops, no. Hold on. If I add some negative space to it, this ring is not straight and it's bothering me. All right. So if I add some negative space to it, it's going to be even more interesting. Yeah, it's a little bit too low for my taste. Let's get a different angle in it then. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There you go. This guy. What do you guys think? If you like it, hit the heart button there for me, guys. Let me see. What's your reaction to this? Right there. It's a little bit of a negative space there. Makes it even fancier. Makes it even more upscale a little bit. The contrast between the dark and the light. But now that I've done this, I can go one step next. If I want some more bokeh, I can bring this back into the place, back into the game, right? I just need to figure out a way to put it higher here. Let me see what I have here. Again, I'm reaching to my sink in there to see what I have here to put those flowers on the top of it. Just think about this. Remember I told you, let's see if this works. It needs to be something the same height of the mirror. Now this is a little bit too high. It's not going to work. But this is the thought process that I go through with everything that I shoot. This is not just rings, everything. Let me see this guy here. This guy here. Let me do it. Let me see here. I can put this over here. Now let's see how this drama is going to work with those flowers. Maybe it will work, maybe it will not. I don't know. We have to try. I have to try. Let's see that. So now what I have here are the flowers again on the background to create a little bit of a bokeh. Where is it? Where do you go? Right there. I'm going to take it a little bit on another perspective here. There you go again. There you go again. I have my reflection, I have my bokeh. If I want to go classier, I can give my couples this option or this option. Or this option, or this option, or all the options that we did, right? But that is, I like this one a lot. I like this one better, but I like this one a lot. All right. Ooh, I have a halo. Look at that. Let's take this out of here because this is distracting. Okay, so again, the goal of this live tonight wasn't really to teach you how to shoot rings, but to teach you how to think, what the thinking process is when I'm shooting. Because this thinking process is like when I'm shooting weddings, whatever I'm shooting, whatever it is a thinking process happening all day long during the shoot. Throughout everything, I'm thinking this way. Okay, I need some bokeh. So where is it? Do I have enough room there? No, it's a nice background, but no, it's not going to work. So let's find something else, right? Yes, this lens is a 100mm macro from Canon. Yeah. So it's this thinking process that's going to make you get better. But in order to achieve what you want, first thing you need to know is know what you want, right? You need to know what you want, because if you don't know what you want, all you're going to do is going to be putting lights up here and there and trying stuff. And trying stuff is fine, but a lot of times we fail. And failing is part of the process. Do you think when I start shooting that's how it happened to me? No, it happened throughout the years because I started learning what works and what doesn't work, right? As I shoot, every wedding that I go to, every family that I shoot, high school, senior, whatever I'm shooting, every time I'm learning something new. I'm learning what works and what doesn't work. It's not only with the techniques, it's like posing, directing, wardrobe, what works, what doesn't work. I'll tell you this, I was doing a mentoring session here one day, and we had a model, and the model asked me, so I contacted her, she could come, said, yeah, I can come on Sunday, and she asked me what I'm going to wear. And I said, now, anything's fine, no big deal, it's not a big thing, it's a mentoring session. She showed up here with the worst wardrobe that I could ever imagine, right? And I thought, crap. But whose fault was it? It was my fault. It was my fault because I didn't control it. I didn't tell her what to wear. She asked me, I told her anything. And she showed up with a very weird outfit that wasn't, I mean, to the point that the mentoring was like 2 days. One day we did like a lot of shooting, and the second day I was going to do business. That the second day I actually brought another model, which I control the wardrobe. I have dresses here. There was no need for me to be not to control. So I told her, no, you come, you're going to wear one of my dresses. And I did like another 2-hour shooting because I felt bad for my mentee because of the image that she was getting. She was getting beautiful images, but the whole thing wasn't put together well. And I felt bad for her. I said, I can't send her home with those images, so we need to come up with something better. So next day I did an extra 2 hours of shooting for her because things were not the way I wanted them to be. When you're shooting out there with your clients, that's what you need to be thinking. What's my game plan? How am I going to do this? Why am I going to this location? What's in there that's interesting? Here in North Carolina, we have this place called Yates Mill. It's like an old mill and stuff. Photographers love it. I hate it. I don't see what people see on that location with clients. I really don't. I have shot there. Images were like, but I cannot figure out what people see on that location that's just so nice. And I know that Jeff loves that location. Jeff has done some nice images of the mill there. I've seen his work there. But for clients, it doesn't work for me. I just don't know why people love it so much. So I control as much as I can. If I get a client and say, I want to do my high school pictures at the Yates Mill Park. I said, okay, is that what you want? We're going to go there and shoot. But there are more beautiful places around there that we can shoot. But if that's what they want to do, yes, that's what they want to do. When they ask me, do you have location? I said, yes, I do. Because then I'm going to go to the place that I know that I can have like a shitload of different stuff for them, right? So, but planning ahead, knowing what you want. And you saw my thinking process, right? So I'm pretty much, this wasn't planned. I didn't come here beforehand and look at this stuff. I just came from downstairs, did some dishes that were there in the sink, so you guys wouldn't see the mess it was, and that's pretty much it. Everything else was like just the way it is when you walk into a wedding place. This is what I have to do. I go there earlier. I look at stuff. Every single event that I'm going to shoot, I go, or even on locations that I already know, I get there at least 20 minutes to half an hour earlier. I want to see how it looks because things can change. All right? So again, this is about the thinking process. This is not about ringing shot, right? And hopefully I was able to convey to you how to think about stuff. Okay? Well, I think I went way over than what I wanted to go. But again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Hit me on my DM, send me an email, whatever if you have questions, just let me know. All right? This live is going to be uploaded on YouTube in a few minutes. In our YouTube channel. I'll put the link to the channel on the Instagram story, and later on it's going to be on Instagram again. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys like it. I'm going to try to get a model for next Wednesday so we can do some shooting here. Like in my plans to do like one light setup that is going to be unique. One light setup that we can do a different lighting patterns with one single light setup. Okay, so this is my plan for next week. I just need to find a model. That's all, right? Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate you guys too being here every week with me. And I hope this is adding to your baggage of tricks when you do your photography. All right? Thank you, guys. Have a great night, and I will see you on Monday.